Right. Oh, testing. Okay, so point number 3, guys, I'm going to go through and talk about team structure. So this is going to be for y'all who are maybe a little bit more established, not so much in that startup stage, and you are expanding and you're scaling to greater heights. So your next outsourcing efforts, once you've got those day-to-day operations and the day-to-day delivery outsourced and delegated, and things are running quite smoothly with your team at this stage, and it's kind of streamlined yet and it's seamless, this is the next stage that you go to. And there's going to be 3 key roles here that you're looking at in terms of team structure. So the first one is lead generation, the second one is monetization, and the third one here is content. Now there's no rule here as to how many people you need to have on each team. You might have one person who's on doing 2 of those things and one person who's on the content team, or you might have one person on each, or you might have 5 in each. It doesn't really matter. I'm just giving you a bit of a framework to work here with. I'm going to jump into all 3 of these right now. So the first one is lead generation. This team is going to be accountable for actually getting the clients, so client acquisition, and also the lead generation, so the strategies and the campaigns there as well. So you guys know that lead generation is integral to any business. It's one of the first things that you should look at really getting good at, and then you can sort the other problems out later. But first, you want to have your lead generation down packed. It is important for your team to be building relationships and maintaining relationships with your current clients, but part of that is you should also be looking at the client acquisition and bringing in new leads there. So some of the sort of day-to-day things that this team is going to be responsible for: organic campaigns and paid ad campaigns, monitoring analytics, KPIs, so key performance indicators, graphic design for ads and content, just to name a few. And on that note as well, monitoring the analytics and the KPIs, that needs a focus of its own. If you're asking why, because for your marketing strategies to be effective and to work, you need to always be looking at the data, always need to be looking at the insights and the analytics, because if you're not doing that, it's the blind leading the blind. You need to have someone who's assigned to looking at the data, accountable for the analytics, so that you can tweak, optimize accordingly, and that's essentially how you get better results. That's how you tweak, you optimize, you innovate, you create better products. All the big businesses do this. We can still do this as small to medium-sized businesses. I would absolutely recommend doing this. And having someone assigned, pretty much all of my team members who are in a lead position, I get them to go through and present analytics to me every single week, without a doubt. So I know what percentage of my emails are being opened, how many people are clicking on it. I know for my organic social media strategies, what the conversion rate is to people responding to me. I know all of that stuff so that I can tweak my messaging, tweak my marketing and my content, and get better. That's one massive hack in saving money. Rather than go, this strategy isn't working for me, I'm going to go try another strategy. It's almost a form of insanity. It's like doing the same thing over and over again and then waiting for a different result. It's the same thing when you're going for a new strategy, trying a different thing, don't go out and try all these different things. That's insane. Like, look at the thing that you've got. It's likely probably a decent strategy. You just need to tweak it a little bit. And you can do that tweaking and that optimizing by looking at the insights and the analytics. Okay, so that's lead generation. The next one is monetization. The reason we have a business is so that we can be financially sustained and earn money at the end of the day. You know, I'm all about the impact and the value and the change in the world and all of that, but ultimately you need money to survive as well. So the focus with this team is, yes, it's generating money, but it's not just that. Their goal is to maximize the revenue your teams and assets are generating. This is where your team comes together to optimize conversion. And this might be done by split testing. So looking at emails and checking for better open rate and percentages and conversion rate. Early on, you're likely to have just one person in charge of all of this. But as your business grows, the goal is going to be to disperse the roles in each of those 3 categories: the monetization, lead generation, and content. And this way, the work becomes more granular. So in this team, who are you going to be looking looking for? You're going to be looking for people that are great at analytics, blog content, video marketing, and email marketing, just to name a few. So the next one here is content. And yes, you guessed it, this team is all about managing and sourcing the content. So your content team, they're going to be handling the blogs, podcasts, videos, infographics, social content, all the content curation, and also the social media content campaigns and strategies. So these are the three sort of segregated teams that I would be looking at for any digital marketing agency, especially when you get to that beyond just that startup stage and you're expanding. And keep in mind with this as well, all of these team members, they're, whilst they're in different teams, they're all going to be collaborating. They need to be liaising with one another so that they can effectively fulfill their deliverables, meet deadlines, and run really good campaigns. For example, the content writer is going to be collaborating with the digital marketer. Vice versa, there's going to be so much collaboration and liaison between all of these teams. And on that point, when you are looking for somebody to fulfill these roles, you do want to make sure that they're a team player and that they're responsive. If they're going to need to be talking between one another, you want them to be responsive. Okay, so the last part here, number 3, is where to hire. There's a couple of different choices here. The first one is you go out and you hire yourself. Get ready to put your recruiter pants on, your HR pants. I'm not going to do a deep dive into recruiting here, okay, because I've done so many other videos on this. Go to this video here, which is all about how to hire virtual assistants. It's a complete guide back to front and showing you how to recruit yourself if you choose to go down that route. The second choice here is to actually hire through an agency who handles the HR for you, the payroll, the legal, the overall happiness of staff as well, making sure they feel valued, looking after their healthcare, that kind of stuff. Now, what you choose, like whether you go with option 1 or option 2 here, is really going to come down to what kind of responsibility you want to have, firstly, and secondly, it's also got something to do with how much cash you have to leverage. So if you have a whole heap of time and a small budget, then you're going to be looking at a couple of platforms, perhaps like Upwork and Fiverr, which you might have heard of already, where you can go and you can scout for people from there. Or onlinejobs.p8 is another recruitment platform where all the people on there are from the Philippines, which is where my team recruits from as well. When you're going through that process, you're going to be combing through all those applicants yourself. There is another video I have here, and it's all about virtual assistants and Upwork, and I give you some pros and cons there as well if you choose to use that platform. Now, the second option, this is, if you are time savvy, you know what you want, and you've got a budget allocation there to hire people, and you want to get started straight away, you want it hands off, you just want the top candidates in front of you to interview, and you want that support with onboarding, then go through a agency. This is what my business is all about, my company, thespeedupco.com. I'll leave a link below. We specialize with working with digital marketers as well. So we actually have an entire team of SEO link builders. We have web developers as well. That's another popular one. So if you are looking to have someone handle that side of the HR for you, then go through a virtual assistant agency. We do all the heavy lifting for you. We get the top talent in front of you. All you got to do is rock up to the interview, choose who you want to work with, and start the delegating. Now, if you're going for that first option to go and recruit yourself, then like I said, I'm going to leave a link below on how to hire a virtual assistant, an entire guide to that. I also have a recruitment cheat sheet here as well, so I'm going to leave a link below, so if you guys want to access that, you are absolutely more than welcome. So now you guys know how to outsource all your digital marketing efforts sustainably without it costing an arm and a leg. Now, I wanted to give you an invitation to my private community as well. It is free. You're more than welcome to come in there. This is where I drop all the insider hacks, the HR stuff, the recruitment stuff. So jump in there. I'll leave a link below to that. If you did like this video, give me a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe as well. That will really help me out, and looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one.